Hey everybody, welcome back to another comic book review. In this video, I'll be talking about Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera's Black Science. This is the entire 43-issue series collected into one gigantic volume, and it tells the story of Grant McKay, who is this guy right here. He's a scientist who has helped to build a device called the Pillar. And basically what the Pillar does is it allows for interdimensional travel. So using the Pillar, you can basically hop from dimension to dimension, and basically you access all these different worlds pretty much. So Grant McKay and his crew, he calls them the Anarchist League of Scientists, he takes his crew and his family using this pillar to all these different dimensions. But as you learn early on in the story, the pillar was sabotaged by somebody in McKay's crew. And it's set to random time intervals and also random jump coordinates. So they really have no control over where they're going. And they could basically be transported to a super peaceful place for only like 5 minutes, or a total war zone for 5 hours, pretty much. And they have no control over where they're going or how long they're going to be there before the pillar jumps again. So as they explore the different layers of the onion, as they call it, they also call it the Eververse. It's this vast network of like layered worlds, pretty much. So as they go deeper into the onion, they see more things that are just really wild and really, really cool. And you get a lot of super, super fun sci-fi stuff, but that never gets in the way of the character development or the already extremely compelling family drama that's going on underneath the surface. All the sci-fi stuff that's in this series is just icing on the cake of an already great family drama. Because not only is McKay trying to leave every world that he goes to better than when he arrived, he's also kind of a selfish person, and he's trying to repair like damaged relationships with his family, with his kids, his wife. He's trying to overcome childhood trauma. There's all this different stuff that he's like grappling with, in addition to saving the entire Eververse from pretty much extinction. So there's a lot going on in this series, and I mean, I'm sure you can already tell as I'm flipping through it, just by the art alone, that it goes every which way, and it's wonderful. I want to talk about Rick Remender's writing for this series. It's magnificent. I haven't read a comic that's this entertaining in quite some time. All the characters have a very clear motivation. You understand why everybody is doing what they're doing, and why they make the choices that they make. The heroes are just as relatable and flawed as the villains are, and it's magnificent character development on the part of Rick Remender. The world building is also so well done. It's the type of story that throws all these crazy, wild concepts at you, but they don't feel like they come out of nowhere. Like, you just kind of accept them for what they are, because Remender does such a great job of just kind of like throwing you into whatever world that the characters end up in, and you're just kind of living through what the characters are living through, like reading through what they're dealing with. So you're pretty much discovering things the same way that the characters are. But he also makes it so that it's easy enough to understand. And some of these concepts can get pretty complex, but Remender does a great job of making the reader understand what's going on as the characters do. So it's really, really cool. Excellent, excellent writing. My only criticism with the writing in this book is that when new concepts are introduced, it can feel a little abrupt. And I feel like that's kind of intentional. Because like I said earlier, you're finding out about things as the characters do. So I feel like it's kind of intentional that things feel abrupt sometimes. But honestly, that's an issue that just kind of fixes itself as the story goes on. Like, the more you stick with it, the more you read, the more you kind of catch up to what is happening and what the concepts are that are being introduced. It's really pretty seamless in terms of, how concepts are introduced and things like that. One thing that I absolutely cannot ignore is the beautiful art by Matteo Scalera. This guy fills every single page with some of the coolest looking characters in a modern comic that I've seen in a very long time. All the alien species that are introduced look awesome, and the humans look just as cool. Everybody has such a very unique character design and such a cool look about them that sets them apart from everybody else. And every single page is just such a treat to look at. This is like eye candy on every page, and it never lets up. There's not a single boring panel in this entire series. Everything is just beautiful and a joy to look at. I kind of really, really envy Matteo Scalera's artistic abilities. I wish I could draw like this. But another thing about it is the color just bursts off the page. Every single page is just an explosion of color in the best possible way. It never looks boring. It never feels tired or like uninspired at all. It's just beautiful from a visual perspective and from a writing perspective too. There are so many moments in here that actually got me kind of choked up, which is something that doesn't usually happen for me whenever I read comics. Some of the family drama stuff that's going on under the surface hit really close to home, and some of the issues that are dealt with in this series are done so well, and it's all super relatable, and you genuinely care about all of the characters. All the sci-fi stuff is just there as a bit of extra spice to add to an already really emotionally investing story about a family. And I loved every single thing about this series. I think it's Remender's best work that I've read so far. I like it more than Deadly Class. I think it's more consistent than a lot of his other work. And I 100% recommend this comic to anybody that's looking for something that's going to keep them entertained for the duration of the series. This thing is great. A blast from start to finish. I loved it. Black Science is awesome. Thank you as always for watching. Look forward to more videos in the future, and have a great day.